Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. And what a gold medal match we had between Australia and England at Australia and India, sorry, at Birmingham. A great advert for the game of cricket. And I hope after this, this format and this game goes to the Olympics as well. It was an excellent tournament and a thrilling finish, nail-biting finish. And Australia, credit to them. I felt that India were in control of the whole game. 118 for two, chasing 160, and yeah, they collapsed. They collapsed. Some false shots. They felt the pressure. Some, poor running between the wickets, and Australia kept applying the pressure. And it's that winning mentality. Now they've won the T20 World Cup, the 50-over World Cup, and the Commonwealth in the last 2 years. So full credit to this Australian side. Meg Lanning, sensational captain. She's doing what Steve One Ponting did in the 90s, 2000s. And this Australian team is almost invincible. The way they've been playing cricket, it's almost impossible to beat them. India were so close today. I think they will be gutted. Harmanpreet side have been playing some sensational cricket in this tournament, and today in particular I felt they played really well, because at one stage Australia were 80 for 2. Beth Mooney and Mike Lanning were putting on a really good partnership, rotating the strike. Sorry, they were 80 for 1, sorry. And yeah, they kept counter-attacking, finding the boundaries. And it looked like Australia would get 180, 190. But India put the brakes on. They bowled really well. And honestly, both sides collapsed. But yeah, for India, Renuka Singh was outstanding again. I think she's been the man of the series overall. 4 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets in this game. She's picked up a couple of 4-4s as well. She's been outstanding. Meghna Singh was bowled well. Deepti Sharma bowled well. A couple of wickets for Sneh Rana, and a wicket for Radha Yadav as well. Pooja Vasekar was a bit expensive in her 1 over, and so was Harmanpreet Kaur. But I felt that they pulled things back. They bowled well at the death, but then Australia did the same thing, and they just crossed the line. If you look at India's batting, I think India batted beautifully. They lost a couple of wickets early, a lot of pressure, and then the way Harmanpreet and Jamima Rodriguez complemented each other, the way they batted, I felt it was outstanding. They rotated the strike. They got the boundaries as well. Harmanpreet was the aggressor. Rodriguez was making sure that she's there, and she just provides that support. And it was the perfect combination, the perfect blend in a partnership that you need under pressure. When you're chasing 8 runs and over, you don't need to go really hard, and but at the same time, you can't be just consuming dot ball. So it was a very good balance. They complemented each other very well. Harmanpreet is a big match player. I think sensational. That 6-over mid wicket that she hit, after she got to a 50 was outstanding. But again, she'll be very disappointed for not finishing off the game. The turning point was Rodriguez's wicket. Jemima, the way she got out, she just started to accelerate. She got a couple boundaries in that over, and then she just swung at another one, crossed the line, and got bowled. It wasn't needed. She didn't need to play that shot. She just needed to rotate the strike. That made Harmanpreet feel the pressure as well. Then she got out, and then you saw a line of wickets, a succession of wickets, either run out, stumpings. And I felt the pressure got to India. Of course, you can say that they threw away the game, but at the same time, you have to understand this Australian team is very experienced. They've won trophies left, right, and center, and they know when to apply the pressure. They also know that when they batted, they collapsed. So it's not just like India threw away the game. No, it's that the pitch will get slower, the pressure will build, it'll be more difficult to hit that older ball in the last 2-3 overs. And that's exactly what happened for both teams. And Australia knew that. That's why they took the game deep. They didn't panic. And it was just a 10-run difference between bat and ball, runs and balls left. But they knew that they were going to always be in the game because they batted on that pitch. And that's what experience does. Meg Lanning has lifted quite a few trophies in her time. Alyssa Healy now is a proper match winner. She's won big tournaments, so they know exactly what's happening. Of course, I'm sure they felt the pressure because India were dominating the game. The majority of the game, especially in the second innings, was dominated by Harmanpreet. But it just wasn't to be. And this is the third or fourth time India have come close to winning a women's tournament and haven't won. Even the men's tournament, to be fair, they've come to the semi-finals and finals and they've lost. Whether that's mentality or just bad luck, only time will tell. You can't really. It's very difficult to specify what the situation was. But I just felt it wasn't just the pressure that got to them. I think the way Australia applied the pressure at the end, the way they were fielding, and they also knew that the pitch was going to behave in a certain way. So you have to give them credit. But of course, you have to criticize some of the short selection and the running between the wickets. That's not acceptable. When you're playing in a game like this in a final, you have to be a bit more sensible when you're running between the wickets. And the 2 or 3 of those wickets were just wasted. If they, someone stayed there till the end, I think India would have got to that score. Even in the end, they needed 10 or 4, 10 or 5, but there's only 1 or 2 wickets remaining. It's always going to be difficult. I also want to, from Australia's point of view, praise Megan Schutt, the way she bowled her last over. Outstanding. She got that wicket of Deepti Sharma. I think that was a very crucial wicket because Deepti did hit it for a 4 the ball before. And then the next delivery, LBW, that was a crucial wicket because if Deepti stayed till the end, India still would have had a chance because they were at 6 down at that time, 6 or 7 down. And I think they would have still had a chance to win the game. But she showed her experience, the bowled that excellent line and length, and didn't give India any opportunity to score. Alana King was very expensive, but the last over she bowled was decent. Harmanpreet was particularly aggressive against her. Even Talia Magra was expensive today. So India did play some of the good bowlers really well, but it was that lady Ashley Gardner. It was with the bat in the last game against India, and now in this game with the ball, picking up 3 wickets, 16 runs in her 3 overs. She turned the game around for Australia. Man of the match for me. When you put in a spell like that, especially when the opposition is 118 for 2, full credit to you. Excellent bowling. Yes, she has the experience, very good bowler, but today she showed that mettle because, the team was really under the pump and they were about to lose the final. To come up with a spell like that at that time, incredible stuff. And this is what championship teams do. They find players in different situations. It doesn't have to be one particular player. Today we saw Harmanpreet for India, but we were expecting that was the captain, the main player. For Australia, we don't know who shows up. Someone or the other will always come and chip in, and that's why they're such a tough team to beat because when you think you have their best players, someone else comes and contributes. You got Alyssa Healy, you got Meg Lanning, but then today it was Beth Mooney who smashed it with the ball. You smashed Talia Magra and Alana King, but then Ashley Gardner came and picked up the wicket. So that's what a championship team does. Proper winning mentality and incredible effort. Again, I would say India will be very disappointed. It was their game to win, lose shots, and I think this is going to be a tough pill to swallow. But they should be very proud with the way they played in this tournament. They played some entertaining cricket. They beat England, a very strong team, in a close game. So close to beating Australia as well. But of course, in the future, they'll want to be winning from these positions, especially not just reaching the final. When you're in the final and dominating the final, you want to take the next step. And that's exactly what they'll want to do. Ramesh Pawar has been coaching this side now for 3-4 years. I've seen him. So he also, needs to get that instilled in his team that, they have to cross the line. Harmanpreet is very experienced as well. So I feel they will need to take that extra step, but at the same time they should be proud for the consistency that they showed. They've improved from that 50 over World Cup. Renuka Singh, I think she's been a big a positive in this tournament. Picked up more than 10 wickets. Outstanding for me. She's been the player of the tournament overall. She's been really good. Jemima Rodriguez, she batted well. Mandana has batted well in this tournament. And Harmanpreet against Australia, both times she's shown what she can do. So there's been a lot of positives. Sneha, I felt her and Deepti Sharma bowled very well in the middle overs throughout the tournament. So a lot of positives there, and hopefully they can take the next step in the next tournament. But I think congratulations to Australia for another victory, another championship, gold medal, and completing the treble, 50 over T20 and the Commonwealth Games. So congratulations for them. And for India, it's not all doom and gloom. They've won the silver medal, and congratulations for them for winning the silver medal as well. At a time, you could say that they might have not gotten a medal in cricket because people were expecting Australia, England, and New Zealand, or maybe South Africa to tip, because those were the 4 or 5 in the 50 over World Cup. But it was India who came to the final. So, they should be happy with that silver. Now it's the next tournament that they do play, they'll want to cross the line. And also, I think they're closing the gap slowly in the T20 format, because this is the second or third time they played Australia. Even in 50 overs, they do take Australia close. And if there's one team that does give Australia a challenge, it is India. Of course, England, I think, are an amazing team. But in particular, Australia kind of they get stressed when they play India. They make a few mistakes here and there because India do play that aggressive cricket. But you see the downfall of that aggressive cricket, right? Today, they just lost wickets and punches. So let's see what happens in the future. But credit to Australia for winning, and congratulations. The other game today was India West Indies. India have completed the series. They've won 4-1. They won the second T20, which was in Miami today again. Second T20 in the USA, but overall it was the fifth T20. some quite a few players getting rested. Rohit Sharma getting rested as well. Hardik Pandya leading the side. Shreyas Iyer finally getting some runs. He scored 60 odd in 40 deliveries. Good support from Deepak Huda. Then India collapsed a bit, but they had enough runs. Scored 188, and the bowlers just did the job. All 10 wickets from India picked up by the spinners. A special shout out to Kuldeep Yadav. I think he was outstanding today. He hasn't played all tour. The first game that he plays on tour is the fifth game, and he picks up 3 wickets. Immaculate bowling. He was getting the flight was perfect. Where he was pitching it was perfect. He bowled the googly perfectly as well. The leg spinner was turning, and just that guile, that craft of a leg spinner. You saw exactly that from Kuldeep Yadav. And Akshar Patel, the opposite, but equally effective. Bowled those quicker darts and picked up 3 wickets with the new ball itself. So congratulations to the India team for winning that series 4-1. Now they'll be looking at Zimbabwe, and then the Asia Cup will be their main focus, because that's going to be a big tournament. They're going to be playing some big teams there, and it's going to all lead up to that T20 World Cup. So a very important tournament in hand for India. The takings they can take away is that Surya Kumar is in really good form, excellent form, and if he continues form like this and even improves it, this guy can go to another level, because he has a shot, or he has 3 shots for every delivery. So I think he's been a big positive. The way Avesh Khan has come back, I think that's been good. Spinners have done really well throughout. They have a variety now, whether it's Akshar, whether it's Ashwin, whether you go Chahal and Kuldeep, traditional leg spinners. Bishnu is also a very good option. So you have plenty of spinning options there. And the way Akshar batted as well, that'll give them some confidence. A doubt would be Dinesh Karthik, whether they, he played a couple of really good innings, I felt. But again, do you want him in that finisher's role in the World Cup? Is he going to start? If you're going to take him, is he going to start, or would you rather have a youngster there? That's a decision they will have to make. Also, are you going to take 3 wicket keepers, including KL Rahul, or are you going to go with 2? That's another question that has to be answered. And who's going to be your seamers? Bumrah didn't play this series. He's definitely going to walk in. Bhuvi played initially. He's probably going to play as well in the Asia Cup. Who's going to be a third seamer? Will you? Harshal Patel, it looks like he's injured. He might not play the Asia Cup. It looks like he might be ruled out. So would you go with the Arshdeep, who's outstanding? He's been a big plus, I think. He only got a couple of games, 2-3 games, but he's been outstanding whenever he's got the ball. He's played 3 or 4 matches for India, and he's been outstanding in every game. So do you take him to the World Cup? Do you take a more experienced Shami? Do you take a bowler who can bat like a Shardul Thakur? So a lot of questions in the bowling department that can be answered. Even which spinners do you take? That's going to be another question they'll have to solve. So they're going to have the Zimbabwe one-day series, but I think they're already thinking about the Asia Cup, and that squad will be announced. For the West Indies, is a series to forget. Their T20 team is normally very strong, but the big players weren't there. They were at the 100. A few of them are retired from West Indies cricket, but they're still playing cricket in England. They're playing the 100 format there. Bravo, Pollard, Narayan, and the boys Russell as well is there. So, can Andre Russell come back into this West Indies team? Can they get a couple of big players back, because they'll need it? Nicholas Puran showed in glimpses that he's an outstanding batsman, but again, consistency is an issue. Myers impressed me in both formats. I think he's someone who can hit those runs and also pick up wickets. Jaden Walsh, he's a bit inexperienced. They might need that, experience in that spinning department. Can they get Narayan back? I don't know. Of course, Jason Holder's introduction has been good, but he's just coming back from COVID, so it'll take him some time. And but overall, that power hitting that you normally see in from the West Indies, that was missing. Again, I would say something with the West Indies. I don't think they're as comfortable in the home conditions compared to conditions maybe in Australia, India, and England, where the pitches are better to bat on and less slower. Ball comes a bit quicker. It's a bit weird, but I think that's what it is. So in Australian conditions, if they can start clicking, then they can still be dangerous. But I think they need a couple of big players. Russell for sure needs to come back, just to have that fear in the opposition that this man is still yet to come. He's in the dugout. You need that kind of big man influence in your team. And if Puran and Hetmeyer can become consistent, score those big runs, you always have Myers who can get you off to a flyer and start things off. So they do have potential there. Let's see what happens. But this is a series to forget for them. Even the one against Bangladesh, they were poor, so they'll really want to work on that and improve. And a lot of improvement required. But there is hope if they can fix a few things and get a few players back. There is a bit of hope. Because I know, a lot of the players, because of the financial reasons and stuff, they're playing domestic leagues outside. They're not playing for the West Indies. But also you have to remember that when these players who were playing the domestic leagues, when they played international cricket, they were dominating teams. and that's hopefully what you want from the West Indies. You want some of their big players back. Of course, Chris Gale, Bravo, they've reached a certain stage where they're not going to play even if they get paid well or anything like that. They've close to retirement. But someone like a Russell. I know Pollard was captain recently. He's left. He might not come back. But someone like a Andre Russell and Narayan, I think two of these guys coming back into the team will make a world of difference. So let's see what happens from there. From India's point of view, plenty of options now. They have a big headache. They have the lot to choose from, but they also have to understand the conditions. In Dubai it's going to be different. Australia is going to be different. So maybe a slight tweak in the squads. That's what I would like to see. In Asia, in the Asia Cup, go a bit spin heavy because you're playing in the UAE, whereas in Australia, go a bit pace heavy. So you can make some slight adjustments there, pick horses for courses, and also players in form, of course. Virat Kohli will probably come back into that Asia Cup squad, but let's see what happens. There's a big talking point there. Where will he play? But someone like Ashraf Sayyed, today, yes, he batted, but he hasn't really, established himself in that team. And Surya, of course, has been outstanding. Whether he opens or he plays for number 4, we don't know. But the good thing is that, not a lot of people agree with the opening start. You want to see Surya in the middle order because India do have that issue with number 4, number 5. But I think if Hardik Pandya and Rishabh Pant can sort out that middle order, if they can perform there, then someone like Surya, at least you have that backup. If KL Rahul gets injured, you have that backup, and it's good for Rohit Sharma to tinker. At the same time, they might need to go with a backup opener like a Ishan Kishan maybe, or someone who can be there if Rohit Sharma, if KL Rahul is not fully fit. But let's see what happens. There's still time for that. Plenty of cricket to look forward to. There's India, Zimbabwe. The 100 is going on as well. Yes, the Commonwealth is completed, but we still have the Asia Cup to look forward to as well. So hoping for the best. And we'll get you the latest from the cricketing world. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, take care and thank you.